We get to go see our canoe sprite. This is a weird looking encounter. Ah, I didn't go to the inn. That's what I forgot. Stop getting poisoned, J-Curd. Come on. Oh, man. Maybe I should have brought more than 20 antidotes. Alright. To the volcano. Assuming we don't get poisoned on the way. So the canoe, there's still only one person. In the NES version, I'm pretty sure 2 people rode the canoe at least. But now we're down to just 1. I like the background for the battle on the river. I should mention that the battle backgrounds are pretty awesome. Of course, the poisoning continues. Kind of makes me wonder, like, the minimap makes these mazes really not very difficult, like. Dang, Hydra's sniping my black mage again. I like that the water enemies are in the river and we're standing on this bank. Like, that's a nice detail. Okay, stop killing my black mage, guys. This is crazy. Maybe a red mage would be okay because they'd have a bit of armor, you know. Ooh, rare encounter for this zone. These guys are tough. Blast them. Well, luckily they went for the warrior, but those things can do like over 100 damage. I think I've seen white crocs do over 200 pretty reliably, so probably could one-shot the black mage. Okay, well, overall that was a pretty safe, pretty easy canoe trip. More music. I guess it's the same as the Earth Cave, but still pretty nice. At least the whole screen doesn't flash when you walk through lava. We've killed these guys before, nothing special. I definitely feel like I'm healing the black mage more than normal in a classic 4-character run. This place feels hot too, just, you know, looking around during the combat. Feels pretty toasty down here. Alright. And of course I'll get all the treasure. These guys hit reasonably hard. Fire 1. Okay, they used to have Fire 2. Yeah, there it is. Please stop. Alright. Yeah, this is great. They're not even weak to ice? I don't think they're weak to anything. Secret of Mana Fire was good. I mean, Secret of Mana just had really nice soundtrack. Okay, yeah, the red gargoyles have always been jerks, so I remember that. You better stay topped up on the black mage. He's gonna die. Alright, let's see the fire elemental. On the overworld, you cannot run, but when you're in a dungeon or a town, just hold the cancel button whenever you set it up. You can change it in the menu, I'm pretty sure. Another first round snipe on the Black Mage. It's pretty suspicious. Yeah, you know, trap tiles suck. It was better when it was the tile and not the treasure chest. Because I knew how to avoid, like, probably 75% of the trap tiles by opening chests from the safe angle. Now they're just always trapped. It's pretty annoying. I like the spells. I do think the animations are really good. Just as a general rule, animations are pretty awesome. Here we go. Time to get murdered. There we go. Yep, straight killed. No, our experience. It's always the perilous. Well. Just imagine playing this game before Phoenix Downs were a thing. It does look like the XP is divided by the number of people alive. It's interesting that that did not happen when people were turned to stone. So you still gain experience while stoned, but if killed, you lose it. That's a slight change from the original. And it does kind of back up the theory that if you did a solo character challenge and killed 3 people, you'd still be getting 4 times experience for going solo, basically. Also, these things are kind of more tanky than I remember. Is the Great Sword any great? No. The Great Sword is pretty poor. Considering you can buy a Mithril Sword before you come here 100%, all you get is a little bit more accuracy. This doesn't seem very good. So I think the plan will be, oh yeah, we got some health. We're gonna finish the armory floor, open all the chests, we'll go back to the surface, save and heal up, and then we'll try to finish all the rest in one go. Taking advantage of a safely stoned character. Well, if you turned the Black Mage to stone, wouldn't have to worry about him dying all the time. But the problem is, a lot of times you need the Black Mage to do the sweepers to kill things quickly. 31 damage from the fighter? I definitely feel like the fighter got a damage nerf. Like, not only is the thief doing more damage than I expect, the fighter is doing significantly less. Hey there, Hill. Now, I don't know if that's like weapon criticals being reduced from what they used to be or some other thing, but it definitely feels like the fighter's consistent damage output has decreased. Ah, now we're not all the same level. My last Blizzra. Alright. Oh, was there like a workshop mod that changes the font or something? I remember reading something about that. I figured the first time I would not change anything from the... Hey look, that's the fire elemental tile. No more magic. Yeah, but there's no way to perfectly balance the experience, fella. The math is just... You'd have to go kill imps, and he'd still be off by 5 or 10. There's just... once someone's died and the EXP is off, you can never fix it. Until you're at max level. Oh, well that's a fair amount of work. I'm not in a rush to do that either there, Hill. But yeah, he's 400 and... or whatever, you do the math yourself, but 400 and some experience off, you know. Also, this room's a little different. Usually you can walk along the south to the other side. Yeah, white mages are usually pretty tanky. This is, pretty solid. Black mage is really frail. I wonder if enemies get more defense or something, if that's why the fighter kind of suffers. Look at this, lava worm, a trap tile to get an antidote. This is... They didn't need to put a lava worm forced encounter in all of these chests. This is, some of the trap tile changes I think are good. This kind of part, not so good. Because the loot is so bad, having to fight a special monster to get 1,000 gold. And especially with the fighter doing 65 damage, man. Imagine playing the NES version with a mithril sword fighter at level 20 something, not even doing 100 damage. That's crazy. He still gets 4 hits, but the damage per hit is way lower than normal, I think. Like, seriously, level 23. Something's changed in the overall math or balance of damage. The formula or something. Because, like, that's really weak. I mean, it's possible he's just had really bad strength growth, but I don't know if that could make up such a huge difference, you know? I could switch him to the axe. But if he goes to 3 swings instead of 4, then that's worse. There might be more, like, variability in, like, what I'm thinking is... I gotta remember to use Scourge, for one thing. But there actually might be less... Like, the HP gains and stat gains might not be as consistent as they were in the NES version. So you might see the same character on a different playthrough, completely different, based on different RNG on level ups, right? Which is actually kind of cool if that's what's happened. Probably makes speedrun worse, though. Because you can't rely. This fight is really brutal. Let's just get out of here. Alright, well, we've taken a ton of damage and resources on our first attempt here. Definitely gonna go, rest up before we go deeper. That was another preemptive strike where we failed to run. So that's, I think I can confirm that you no longer have 100% flee rate during a, preemptive. Maybe. Please stop. if we ever get ambushed by those, 4 casts of it or 5 casts of it will 100% kill my black mage every time. Alright. Let's have a little nap. Cottage in a pocket. And then we'll save up and we'll see if we can clear this dungeon. I think we'll be okay, but I don't know how tough the Fire Fiend will be. Typically, I do go, I save this for later, right? And I do a bunch of other dungeons that get promoted and get some better weapons, so. Usually the volcano is very easy because I do it so late in the game, but I want to see how it balances out if you do things kind of the natural order, at least once. Also the music. The music's very good. Running is very good. Diagonal running is also good. It's got some good things to talk about, for sure. Oh, I haven't killed any of these yet. Alright, Blaze doing as little damage as usual. So those are the updated, what, Cerebus, whatever. I'm not sure yet. Oh, what is this? Look at this encounter. This is not a encounter from... This is not a regular encounter for this dungeon. That's a lot of hyenas. And this is not a very difficult fight, but this is much larger encounter than anything in the original. Yeah, saving outside is nice. I mean, in the NES version, you just use a tent, but at will, no tent saving is nice. Hey, Blasta. I mean, the larger encounter sizes are actually kind of nice. It's good for experience. It does favor having a black mage or at least a red mage, because more targets for your big spells, not a bad thing. Get another level up here. Well, buying multiple items at once, that's something the Dawn of Souls added in, so sure, compared to the NES, there's lots of changes, but I'm generally trying to compare it to the state at which the game was in the most recent remakes, you know. It's the Pixel Remaster version for the Steam version, PC. The most recent version that just came out this summer. But yeah, there's a Game Boy Advance version, a PlayStation 1 version, a PSP version. There's probably a phone version. And they've added, like, bulk purchasing for a fair while. Hold? How dare you? It's nice to see Ogre Mages using some different spells, though. In the original game, enemies have like a list of spells, but they cast them in order. So they always cast the first spell in the list first, and then on the next round, if they're still alive, they may cast the second spell on their list. So anybody that has like 4 spells or 8 spells on their list, you basically never see anything past the first couple, almost never see anything beyond the first couple spells because they always die by then. Whereas it looks like this game, they have a spell list that they select from perhaps randomly. So we actually see a wider variety of spell choices. Okay, now we've got the overpowered, starting to get the overpowered weapons. I want to see Fighter doing more damage than the Dumb Thief. Ice Brand is way stronger than the Coral Sword. Not even close. Also, a lot of the enemies in here should be weak to ice. 120 versus 111. It's not much better. Another back row mage snipe. We need like an ability to do auto potion. You know, I've heard other Final Fantasies do auto potion. It doesn't need to be mid-battle for balance, but it needs to be post-battle. As soon as battle is over, if you need 50 HP, just automatically take a potion. Specifically if you're a black mage that needs to be healed every round, or every combat. Well, the party's starting to feel pretty strong. Usually once you start getting the advanced weapons like the Ice Brand or the Ice Sword, whatever you want to call it, typically that's the point where your guys start feeling pretty darn powerful. Oh, we're blocked by a worm. It really didn't look like a worm, but I guess it was a worm with a robe, just standing there waiting. Ogre Mages with Blizzara is pretty brutal. That's a lot of damage we took. Still no auto potion, I see. So this is usually a link chest that has nothing in it, but we got a potion in the remaster, so I mean, I guess there's that. Yeah, don't worry, Blast. I'll do the promotion stuff. I'm only doing Volcano before Ice because I want to do the dungeons in order. But after Ice, promotion is first step. But we'll be doing Sea Shrine before we do Sky Fortress or whatever. You know, Volcano is just way too easy if you save it for last, so I didn't feel like it would be a fair first run if we did everything in the easy order. Also, it's nice to keep getting level ups while you're doing this dungeon, whereas if you come down here after finishing everything else, there's no point killing anything because you're already such a high level. Alright, the staff. Aw, yeah. Okay, now normally on this floor there's another link chest in one of the right side rooms that has nothing in it. We're gonna go check it out because it should have something, but it's probably just gonna be like 1,000 gold or a potion, but you know, they did change it up, so we'll have a look. Man, my poor black mage. Take 1 Ankylo point every time my black mage gets sniped on the first round of combat. Let me just double check my map. Yeah, this is the right room. There, black mage hit first again. Holidays? No, it's just Sunday, right? Okay, that was just a potion. Is there any other chests? Oh, there is one on the top. And on the bottom. So many link chests. Well, I'll pick them up. Yay, the fighter did more damage than the thief. Huzzah. Another first round Black Mage hit. It sure doesn't feel like 12.5% to me. I don't know. That's like... That's gotta be at least 3 combats in the row. The first attack hit the Black Mage, right? Magic doesn't count. Oh, I think I forgot to equip my flame shield. That'll protect against ice damage, right? So, at least one person doesn't take full damage from Blizzara. Like, also, I feel like I've used a lot more potions in here than normal. I have been fighting a lot of battles, for sure. But we started with 99, I'm pretty sure. And Volcano usually doesn't drain me that bad. Another potion. If I switch the party order, will they keep talking to them? I mean, we can maybe test that out for the next dungeon. Maybe they're just smart. They're like, well, Nim's got the least amount of HP, plus he's the one that kills everyone with his AoE magic. So focus down the mages, right? I don't know. I think it's just confirmation bias. I'm waiting for them to attack him, so I see it. They do attack, obviously, other people plenty. When you're getting attacked hundreds of times, it's easy to focus on the ones that hit your weakest person. Okay, so the right side link chests were all potions. Totally not worth it. But there is the fire dragon chest. We'll definitely go do that. And then we'll fight our boss. No encounter. As long as you stay in the lava, no encounters. So maybe I should have stayed in the lava, you know. I don't think they're linked, but again, you'd have to test it. You just have to get them in the opposite order and see if they switch the potion for the money or whatever, right? Those dang monsters always hitting my Black Mage. I guess the problem is that the percentage of his max HP every time he gets hit is just way too high. Him taking over 50% health every time he gets hit is just very obvious a problem, you know. I can't ignore it. I have to heal him every time he gets hit, basically. Alright. One more trap chest. Is that a different sprite? It's like the same as the white dragon except colored red, but I thought red dragons looked a little different than that before. Well, that's gonna hurt. Yep. You better kill him quick. Good Blizzara. Alright, good job, Nim. You saved the party. There we go. Some more fun armor. So this is why buying the knight's armor is basically a waste. It did help us for one dungeon, but basically it's pointless as soon as you can get the flame mail, which weighs 23 less, has the same defense, and also some status protection, so. Okay. Oh good, we got a nice accuracy on the thief. Let's see how much this heals. So, who's got the lowest? Everyone's down about 150. Let's just go. So the fighter goes 302. So it heals about 100 to everybody. That's not bad. Not bad. It's more important when you're in a big boss fight to know how good your spells are, like your AoE heals. Because we can just spam potions for a long time, right? But healer for 100, it's okay. Oh good, a random fight red dragon, sure. We want to fight another one, right? I feel like I'm not taking, well no. Yeah, I guess the fire armor is protection from ice, not protection from fire. No one takes half damage from fire magic yet. Okay, well, same thing. Let's, one of these days, I'm gonna go to cast a spell with my white mage, and we're gonna forget it. I'm gonna be in the middle of the dungeon, I'm gonna forget, like, exit spell or something, I'm gonna be so mad. Because it's right there. Alright. Full HP. Let's do this. Yeah. You'd think the fire armor would protect you from fire, but no. Yeah, it's weird because you get the ice sword in the volcano, but you get the fire armor. It is a little bit strange. And then you get the fire sword in the ice cave. And the ice armor. Ooh, she's got a fancy sprite. Very nice there, Merilith. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure she's got some fire attacks. And, we're gonna do the old, hasty. Oh, 6 hits, 6 damage. That's not good. Alright. So we've got a hasted fighter. Thief might be kind of garbage here, maybe. And, I don't think she does shock or ice. I don't think. But we can definitely put some Invisora on. And, temper up the fighter a little higher. Ooh, boy. We'll see how long the thief lasts, taking big hits like that. Oh, we're totally invisible now. That's cool. I gotta test out more of these spells. Why don't you just try to keep yourself alive there, Shuriken? And, I wonder if this stacks. I'll have to do some testing later on. In the old days, Invis 2 just added, like, I don't know, plus 10 or plus 12 to your evasion per cast. There's not much else we can do other than healing or whatever. Well, I don't want the black mage to die, so I'll try to keep him alive. There you go, good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. Ten hits, another 769 damage. Goodbye. Nothing can beat hasted, tempered fighters. She can carry a lot of things. I like it. Alright. Well, I mean, this has been the strat since Dawn of Souls, and for most Final Fantasy games, once you can haste up and buff the offensive power of your melee fighters, I mean, that's been the strat for a real long time. Double attacks and then boosted damage per hit, it's always pretty good. Cool. The real challenge will be doing this with no fighter. Like, using it as a thief in front rather than a fighter in front, that's where it would get tricky. Even though the thief is pretty good, I don't know if they could run the front row for the less armor, less defense in the front, right? So I think we should stop by Crescent Lake, resupply potions, and then we'll just take a little canoe trip up to ice and get skybound. I guess we could kill some crocs. What is this? 124 damage to Nim. I mean, you get to see the pretty spell animations a little bit more. That's worth it. Even the weapon, like the ice brand having the icy animation on hit, like, I definitely enjoy the quality animations, you know? That's something they got right for sure. And of course, diagonal canoeing. You cannot beat diagonal canoeing. So I might say that Fighter, White Mage, Black Mage, which was my strongest party in... If I was trying to make a vanilla NES strongest party possible, that was always my go-to. Maybe Fighter, White Mage, Black Mage can be replaced by Fighter, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage as strong party. Just because the Thief has kind of a different power curve than a Fighter now. Kind of better at points when the Fighter is bad and then holds up. Also, hey there, Dwagon. Doing just fine. She had Dark Hold and Fira in the original? That sounds about right. She might have different spells in her second form. I don't remember. We should probably start saving up some gold for gold bracelets and pro rings. Still haven't had to spam ethers yet, so I'm glad for that. We're gonna buy some more antidotes, because boy, we get poisoned a lot. I'm gonna buy a couple more full heal, like houses, basically. You think the heal spells are more viable? How much? So Healera is heal 3. I think it was 64 to 128 in the original game. And it's healing about 100 right now. It might scale up with our levels better. I think heal 2 was actually bugged in the original NES to heal more than it was supposed to. But heal spells in general, cure and stuff, are probably a little bit stronger than they used to be. We'll pick up Protect, because I thought about casting... Would have been nice to have that during the carry fight, you know? Yeah, heal 2 was up to heal 3, that sounds right. Alright, we'll pick up a spell... I probably won't get much value out of, but... I'm going to try to remember, now that we've got more spell slots, and especially once we get into the air with the airship, to... While we're doing some random exploring, to use some of the, why am I going here? To use some of the, insta-death spells, just to see how likely they work now. Okay, we've actually got level 8 slots already. Our EXP curve, just like in Dawn of Souls, is pretty high, so we level a lot quicker than the vanilla the original game, but, it's all good. Oh hey, this is a classic battle. They're probably resistant to poison, but maybe not Earth, I don't know. Ooh, nice animation though. 3 for 4, that's pretty good. So water enemies always resist Earth as a rule, and then sometimes are weak to poison. I don't have the whole list. I'm generally pretty good with fire, ice, lightning, but I'm not particularly good with poison and earth for just knowing what's weak to what. But I do know in general water creatures are all immune to earth, or at least resistant. And if it flies, it's resistant to earth. You know, there's stuff like that kind of makes logical sense. Oh, this is a dead end. What am I doing? I mean, I'm pretty sure Ochu are poisonous, so I wouldn't expect them to be weak against Bane, but you never know. Wait, what am I doing? Did I... They didn't change this, did they? Hold on. Hold the horses here, Ice Cave. Either I'm blind or something's different. Meanwhile, continuing the antidote and potion spam. The map is different. You can't get to Ice Cave from Crescent Lake anymore. Well, that's different. Wasn't expecting that. I'll double check more thoroughly once I've got the airship, but I'm pretty sure there should be a path over and it's not anymore. Weird? I wonder why they did that. I wonder if there's any other overworld, you know, changes at this point. Okay, so like, these guys might be weak to poison, or at least not immune to it, let's say. One for 3, not great. For a level 5 spell, you know, I guess. Yeah, the Power Peninsula is no longer the Power Peninsula. It did have scorpions when I checked, which was unusual. But it didn't have Lefane style enemies like it normally does. White Mage is almost keeping up with the fighter HP. That's pretty good. I think this is the first game that killed the Power Peninsula. As far as I know, anyway. It's also the first game that killed the route to the Ice Cave, as far as I know. Not worth it anymore. I wonder if you can still dock your boat. This is actually an important question, because if you can't dock your boat, well, it doesn't change too much right now, but in theory, in the NES version, you know, you can dock anywhere there's a river, and that changes routing quite a lot. If you have to go to a port, that changes. No, you can still get off in a boat, so you can still go ship to canoe at least. Yeah, we're definitely trying to get to the Ice Cave. They changed the path to get here though, so they're making me work. There you go. Scourge getting 3 for 3. Not bad, not bad. Makes me a little bit scared to fight enemies that know Bane. Because, you know, there are some enemies that have this spell as well, or Quake. It's not super accurate, but it's always killed at least one, so I mean, it's got that going for it. Actually, that might be a way to balance. I've talked about this before, but like trying to balance instant death spells is hard. I wouldn't mind if, like, instead of having the same accuracy for every target, it had like a higher accuracy until it killed one enemy, and then the chance of killing multiples goes down as you kill more, kind of thing. Like if the game ran the odds sequentially, the first one might be, say, 75%, and then once something's dead, the next batch of enemies have like a 50-50 chance until another one dies, and then after that maybe it's a 1 in 3. So it's like, it's got a good chance of killing at least one in a big group, but the chance of killing everything is not particularly high. That might be a way to do this. Because as it is, if it's like 20% for everything, then a lot of times you cast it and nothing happens. Okay. Everyone's most hated dungeon. Other than Marsh. Why do they put you... This is also dumb. Putting you on the screen so that when you move to the right, which is the only way to go, you immediately hit the stairs. It should start you not in such an annoying orientation. The little sparkles in Ice Cave are nice, though. Alright, first specters, so we want to kill them for the bestiary. The thief is still doing pretty good damage. The fighter has scaled away a little bit higher. I'm doing alright, Dwagon. Just testing out a game, seeing how I like the remaster, which, so far, I have to say, I have some complaints, but overall, I'd say it's pretty good. Should probably be going fast. Oof, that's a lot. Well, we're high enough level, and technically we have Ether. We can, I don't think I've even cast Diaga yet. Let's see how some of our bigger spells work. For demonstration purposes. So these guys probably know the death spell. And they generally have pretty good magic res. Good job, Nim, not dying. They seem to have an awful lot of physical defense as well. That's unusual. Well, I never learned anti-rub. I don't even remember what level it's on. Probably like 4, and I just didn't bother. This is a good time to know anti-rub so you don't die. Let's try something. Seeing as they've got a lot of physical defense, I don't know, maybe we could try like just quaking them? They probably have a lot of magic defense, but maybe. Yeah. Well, there we go, that one went through. Well, they don't seem to cast a lot of magic anyway, and their physical sucks, so... Other than the straight-up death spell, so far not so bad. Oh good, random white dragon. At least he didn't use Blizzard. Thanks, friend. And fighter starting to one-shot things reliably, even dragons. I like it. Alright. Well, let's show off the spell that I meant to show off. And then didn't get a chance. Very sparkly. The real problem is the sorcerers with the death touch attack and the trance revolution. Alright, I'm not going to try to do any sneaky diagonal movements. I don't expect it's possible. How do I want to do this? This is kind of a dangerous encounter. All for some cloth armor. The font's pretty bad. I think some of the sprites are questionable, and there's some user interface stuff that I wish they did better, but it's okay. It's not going to make much difference. Just damage, I guess. Okay, they've got Thundergut too. Ha ha ha. Oh boy, could they kill us fast if they spam that. Come on, guys, I don't need to wipe here. Well, it's very much like the old who goes first kills the other party. Yeah, for some cloth armor. What a waste. What a waste. Yeah, if they cast that twice in a row, then Nim would be dead, and we wouldn't have been able to kill them all instantly with Thundergus, so... Interesting. Okay, well, don't open that chest unless you want some boring cloth for 1 gold. Just don't fall down the hole. This is the better chest anyway, and it doesn't even have guards. There we go. And in this dungeon, that's probably better anyway. It's that's a -3, -2. Ah! It's thematic. We'll use the flame sword in the ice dungeon. Oh, do you get an achievement for opening everything? I mean... hard to resist that. We can probably get away with just a normal Dira and a normal Fira, whatever. I prefer Fire 2 and Harm 2, personally. Well, we'll see if I remember all the chests. I'll try. Yeah, Dira, pretty good spell. Definitely stronger than the old days. That was a lot of damage. Let's go fight some frost dragons, see if we get killed. They're guarding, what is it, the ice shield or something? Preemptive strike certainly helps. And yeah, they should be weak to fire, so fire sword, good stuff. Yeah, getting preemptive strikes on trap tiles is definitely unusual. Oh, ice armor, sorry, not the ice shield. Well, now we've got dual elemental, fire and ice armor. Fire and ice protection on the fighter. Alright, this could hurt because they can all do ice breath or whatever they want to call it. It might be worth trying to put null frost on, but really we're just trying to fire them. There we go, good job. 478 damage, other than our buffed, hasted, tempered. I think that's a new record for single damage or single target attack. You know? Also, in case you forgot, very nice underground maps. Definitely enjoy the some of the quality of life improvements like that. You know, there's some good money right there. This chest was not trapped in the old versions. You could always open the bottom right chest safely in the NES. But, you know, they changed some things. This means we're gonna have to do this fight twice. Just to get the garbage in these last two chests. Whoa, we did miss a null spell. What? You know what it is? Because he's already got null... the effect of null fire. Someone had asked about that earlier. I could almost guarantee you the reason that spell didn't work is because he's got the flame shield, which is essentially null ice automatically. If someone who doesn't have elemental protection also has the miss happen, I'll change my mind, but for now, that makes a lot of sense. Because you can't stack them, I guess, you know? Alright, seriously, Winter Wolves. There you go, Icy Blue. We'll see if that learned us a little bit more about how the game works. I think in the original it didn't stack either. It didn't say miss like this, obviously, but I don't think you took a quarter damage if you had the armor and the spell at the same time. Okay, so much damage. The breath attack or whatever in the NES version wasn't that strong. It only did like 20 to 40 damage, I think, originally. Whatever the exact power rating was. So far, pretty good, Shadow. I probably prefer the NES with the randomizer in general, but that's because the randomizer keeps it a lot fresh. But for a newbie playing, I would probably recommend this for someone who's never played FF1, just because it's got a lot more quality of life features than the old NES game did. But if you're an NES veteran, there's a lot of nostalgia for that old game, you know? It's hard to compare. Or if you're, like, not a fan of emulators, then, well, there's not a lot of ways to play them, so. And it's only like 20 bucks. I'd say it's at least worth 20 bucks. That's a lot of damage coming in this turn if we don't kill these guys pretty quick. Yeah, we'll just blast them with Thundaga. Now, if enemies are more preferentially targeting the back row than in NES, if it's not the same 50, 25, 12, 12 split, it would be nice if the fighter had a way of covering like a paladin does in Final Fantasy IV and further games, just so that there's some way of keeping your very, very fragile black mages alive. Yeah, the bundle's a bit of a gamble. I'm not sure how 4 through 6 will work out. 48 to 96, that probably means it's 24 to 96. Which means if you get your magic defense save, it's 24 to 48 most of the time. And minus 50% if you're resistant to ice. So, depends on your party comp and your equipment, but you might not see a whole lot of damage from them. I don't think their magic accuracy is very high. Like, it's a hidden stat, it's hard to know. but different spells have different magic accuracy to do the full damage, and a lot of times your characters will just take half damage because in the background they sort of got their saving throw, basically. Oh, you can zoom in. Nah, I didn't even notice that. If I can just find the right button here. Having to use a potion on the Black Mage every battle is definitely getting old, though, I gotta say. First strike, Black Mage. Classy. I think for the Pixel Remasters, I expect 1 through 3 are going to be the more guaranteed hits. For me, anyway. It's easier to convince me to go NES quality graphics to this quality graphics. I think going from the Super Nintendo quality to this is going to be a bit of a harder sell, but you know, we'll see what happens. Alright, boss time. Finally. Having to do the full Ice Cave double loop is definitely pretty time consuming. Looks like we cannot grind this either, as you probably would have expected. Let's, he shouldn't be very dangerous really, but this should make it pretty easy. Goodbye, eyeball. I definitely remember grinding this tile a lot when I first played because it gave so much experience. But eventually he goes quad X and kills someone instantly because you don't have pro rings. The eye actually has some pretty brutal death magic. Oh yeah, you can import if you want. It's a bit of work, but you can import the Japanese sprites into the North American ROM. It's not super difficult, so you can see the actual Beholder eye sprite. And there's a few other changes. Medusa's got censored. They've got a shirt on now that they didn't in the original, and stuff like that. There's a few minor changes. Alright, no treasure this time, just speed to the exit. Hey there, Tristan. It goes pretty well. Just a happy little Sunday Final Fantasy adventure. It would be nice if the encounter rate could chill out a little, but I mean, this is classic JRPG mechanics, honestly. I do get a bit used to the randomizer settings that lower the encounter rate just for convenience, so going back to the default encounter rate is a bit harsh. But it's how the game was designed, so... Okay, Ice Cave complete.